Have you ever felt it, that quiet, kind of painful distance that starts to grow between you and your child? I mean, one day they're your whole world, right? And the next, it feels like there's this invisible wall between you. Well, today we're going to dive into what happens when that connection starts to fray and why it might be way more serious than just a passing phase.
Oof, that hits hard, doesn't it? It's the silence that's so loud. A closed door suddenly becomes the symbol of a closed-off heart. And that kind of withdrawal, both physical and emotional, is just a deeply painful thing for any parent to go through. And it's this contrast that feels so jarring. You remember the before times so clearly, don't you? The bedtime stories, the random hugs in the middle of the street, hearing those three little words, "You're the best." But the now, well, the now feels like a totally different universe. The sharing has stopped, the hugs are gone, and you're just left standing there wondering what on earth changed.
It's a natural reaction, isn't it, to try and explain it away. We tell ourselves, oh, it's just hormones, or it's a normal part of growing up. We try to just brush it off as some temporary phase that they're going to grow out of eventually. And this is the question that probably keeps you up at night. What if dismissing it as just a phase means you're missing something really important? What if there's a much deeper reason for this distance? Because the source material we're looking at today frames this very differently. It's not some gentle transition. It's a critical fracture. It's a breaking point in your relationship. So here's the crucial idea. This withdrawal, it isn't about rebellion or independence, not in the way we usually think about it. It's actually rooted in a really fundamental feeling of safety. The moment a child no longer feels emotionally or psychologically secure with you, they start to pull away. It's a self-protection thing. And this leads us to a really, really important shift in how we look at this. We tend to focus on the behavior, right? The moodiness, the closed door, the silence. We see those things as the problem we need to fix. But is that right?
The short answer, no. That behavior isn't the problem itself. It's a signal. Think of it like a flare being sent up. It's your child's way of communicating that the very foundation of your relationship, that feeling of safety and trust, has been shaken.
And the stakes for missing this signal, well, they're incredibly high. If we don't listen, they learn to cope on their own. They start to build a life without your support, without that vital connection. And in the long run, this can actually impact their ability to form trusting, healthy relationships for the rest of their lives. But here's the good news in all of this. This breaking point doesn't have to be the end. Not at all. Think of it more like a crossroads. It's a critical moment of choice, where the path you decide to take next can change absolutely everything. This means that instead of seeing this distance as this big, scary problem that needs to be solved, you can actually see it as an opportunity. An opportunity to stop, to really listen to that signal, and to consciously decide to rebuild your connection on a much, much stronger foundation. And that path forward has 3 key stages. First, you actively work to restore that connection. Then, you intentionally lay a brand new foundation of trust, one that's super resilient and can withstand any future challenges. And ultimately, you evolve your role from just being a parent into being their lifelong guide, the person they actually turn to for wisdom and support. And this is so important to get. This isn't just about feeling inspired or motivated for a day. The source material presents this as a tangible, actionable process. It's a real path you can walk down to transform your relationship for the better. So we end on this really powerful question. The signal is there, whether it's a whisper or a full-on shout. The opportunity to rebuild is real. But it all comes down to this. Will you choose to see it not as a problem, but as an invitation to reconnect? And will you hear that signal before it's too late?